Welcome back. So those of you who are thinking there's a memory leak right here, we just talked about that 2 lessons ago and you already failed. You're right, there is a memory leak here, or at least a potential one. So we need to fix that. Now what we can do is we can actually go and unsubscribe like I talked about, the old ways in my mind. What we can also do is add a pipe, and I want to show you that. You can actually pipe an observable like this, and then you have another thing you can use. We already looked at tap, but you can actually also take something called take. Now the take is also something you have to import. It's from observables, and here you can put in a number. Now the count right here is going to decide how many times you want to listen. So in this case, after I got 1 logout, I'm automatically going to stop listening. So it's kind of a way to automatically unsubscribe, and you can put in any count here. You could say, I want to listen 10 times and then unsubscribe. Now it probably wouldn't make sense in this case because I would only call logout once and then I wanted to unsubscribe. So that's kind of how it works right here. So that's how you can also unsubscribe. Now, in the case that you know that it's always only going to be once that you want to unsubscribe, we could actually go and move this into the actual logout method right here. We have the auth observable right here, and there we could put in this pipe inside that auth observable and just right away say we only want to take once. And that means again, now we are only going to get this reply back once. And you could start saying then why not just return true instead of actually returning an observable with true inside it. And the reason I want to keep it as an observable for now is later it's probably going to end up being some kind of asynchronous call we're going to do right here, and then it starts making sense to have the observable so that we know that we're also logged out on the back end, and then when we know that, then we're going to give you a reply. So it still makes sense to have an observable here, so we're going to keep that for now at least. So that's kind of how you can use observables and still decide that you only want to take one actual next before you stop listening. So that's another way to avoid memory leaks. Now you cannot use this in every case. There's other ways to still manage this without the old way of unsubscribing, and I'll show you those later. We also already talked about the other way where we do the async keyword right here, but there's a third way to actually do it, and I'll show you that later, but this is just going to be a cliffhanger. Stay in there, I'll show you at some point. I want to talk about one more thing, because while we're at the topic of actually taking only one, it's actually the same thing that's going to happen with the HTTP client. Now the HTTP client is already built the way that it always only takes one. Okay? That means that when we're doing the post request right here, it's always only going to call the next keyword one time in your system. So it's just built like that. That means that anybody listening will get one next call and then it'll stop listening automatically. So in fact, what they did behind the scenes is they already added a take right here of one that you don't see. But that's only for the HTTP client right here. They already built that for you. So in the case where you're using your own observables, like I am right here where I'm using the auth keyword, I still need to do this manually on my own if I don't want people to call it more than once. So that's it for this lesson. I just want to show you guys how you can use with the auth keyword or any observable, how you can kind of take one inside the pipe. Let's end it right there. See you next time.